Greg Manning, Evan Fisher in studio. We talk Siena men's basketball. Jimmy Patsos is on assignment. I just like to say that. Just sounds good, right? On assignment. He could be anywhere.
Okay.
But he is on assignment. He's on assignment with, I think he's on assignment with Demos, right? They're recording another show somewhere on campus, and he's pulled in 1,000 different directions. Coach Manning, good to see you.
Thanks for having us. Good to be here.
What's the climate of Siena basketball? I said to you before we went on, so close. I mean, you're right there. You were right there again against Quinnipiac and had a chance and just come up a little bit short. But you were kind of in the same position a year ago.
Yeah, talking before we just went on the air. We were 4-11 last year, so. Not off to a great start, not off to the start that we obviously wanted. But we're right there, like you said. We've had 4 or 5 games that come down to the last possession that we could have won. The ball didn't bounce our way. A lot of that has to do with youth. We're really young, so we're still learning. I mean, Evan, who's in studio, is one of our only juniors that plays, one of 2 juniors. So a lot of guys are still learning how to close games and what shots to take and where to be and that kind of stuff. So we're right there. We're only 2 games out of first place because there's only been 2 played. So the MAAC's wide open. We got to start getting some wins here coming up. And
as a team, though, Evan, you got to stay positive, right? As a player, what is the mood swing of this Siena men's basketball team in a very short sample size so far this season?
Clearly 2 tough losses, but like mentioned before, the great thing about college basketball is this week we got 2 other ones this weekend against Niagara and Canisius, 2 really good opportunities. So just keep battling, keep fighting.
One thing I have noticed, and I watched the Holy Cross game, and Jimmy talked about this, is just the sharing of the basketball and the way you guys have moved the basketball to get pretty good looks. I think that seems to be an area where you've made some improvements on. I know he wants some more touches in the post and then kick out and get some looks, but is that an area that you're happy with in terms of the way you're moving the basketball?
I think so. I think we're a really unselfish team for the most part. Albany, Holy Cross, Memphis, those were games that we played pretty well in. We moved the ball, we shared it. Nobody cared who got the credit. We have to continue to do that. The last 2 games, not as much. We have to get everybody playing together and well in a game. We're having 4 or 5 guys play well, 2 or 3 not. We have to get everybody to play well together for a full 40 minutes to get wins. And until we do that, it's going to be hard. But we've done that a couple times, and then the last 2 games, league games, have been a little different. We have to get some guys in the right positions to play well, and I think we can do that Friday night against Niagara.
Evan, how do you handle it with the freshmen? Do you talk to these guys a little bit, pick them up when they might be down, and tell them it's their freshman season? There are going to be some growing pains.
Sure, and we're only 2 conference games in, 16 left, so I just try to remind them it's a long season, and a loss isn't the end of the world.
How about your role this season? Give us a little idea of what Coach Patsos and Coach Manning asking out of Evan Fisher this season.
This summer, just to really work on some of the trash basketball, like some of the rough rebounding, and I think just my confidence is developed a little bit with being out there, with my shot, and it'll just help my team with a lot of the little things.
Greg, what have you seen out of Evan Fisher?
He's been great. He's been the leader on and off the court. He's a zero maintenance guy. You don't have to worry about Evan on the court or off the court, which is really good. He's shooting the ball unbelievable this season. He had 21 points last game. Single-handedly kept us in the game in the first half, knocking down 3 threes in a row. Just his leadership, his vocal voice in the huddles. He refuses to let us get blown out of games, and the games we've won, he's pretty much been the voice of reason and why we won those games. So he's great for our young guys. He's somebody they can look up to. And it's rare. He's a guy that kind of waited for his time. A lot of times in college now you don't see that. These guys come in and freshmen play right away and expect to play big minutes. But Evan sat behind some really good players in Brett Bisping and Javion Oganyemi for 2 years and learned from those guys. And then now that he's given the chance, he's really taking advantage of it.
Evan, how do you lead on the court, off the court? Are you a vocal leader? You lead by example, or is it a combination of both with you right now?
Definitely, a pretty loud, natural guy. So, just loud naturally, and try to get these guys going, bring in energy. Some of the days where it's not as easy to, this time of year, and just mainly, I guess, vocally.
Next up is Niagara, Coach Manning, 7:00 on Friday night. First 2 MAAC conference games have ended with tough losses, close games to Marist and Quinnipiac. What's the scouting report on Niagara for the fans coming out on Friday night?
Yeah, they're a very dangerous offensive team. They're leading the MAAC right now in scoring, about 84 points a game. they have the 2 leading scorers in the conference in Khalil Dukes and Matt Scott. They're 2 and 3 men, so they can really fill it up. They're probably as dangerous as anybody I've seen so far on the offensive end. So we're going to have to contain those 2 guys. I think, they're averaging 24 and 22 points a game. So if, we can't let them go for 40 or 50 between the 2 of them. We're going to have to really focus on them and make somebody else beat us. But I think we can score on them. They're going to try to run as much as they can, but I think we can run back at them. Not the best defensive team, but it's going to take a really good, sound defensive effort on our end to beat these guys.
Now, they're 0-2 in a conference with losses to Iona and Ryder, but this MAAC conference seems to be very, I know it sounds cliche to say it because a lot of times we get it's parity and all that. There doesn't seem to be a front runner that's going to run away with the MAAC conference on the men's side, that it really is wide open. You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I've seen probably everybody play at least once so far in the MAAC just from, watching film on other teams. And it's definitely open. We have a chance as much as anybody, but we got to get it rolling now. You got to start getting some wins because it'll get late early. You know what I mean? It'll get late real early. So you don't want to fall behind. You want to get these wins and stay in the middle of the pack or towards the top of the pack and try to fight for that bye at the end of the season. So you only have to win 3 games to win the championship.
Have you talked about this when Roger asked you, what is your message to the freshmen? What about the upperclassmen who I'm guessing you start to see the finish line of your college basketball career and knowing kind of what's at stake here and how important seeding can be in the MAAC tournament? What is the mood of, I know there isn't a senior on this group, so just the junior class, and how important it is to get Friday night's game and then even a quick turnaround Sunday against Canisius?
No, super important, and like I said, it's a great opportunity. But to make sure we're capitalizing on those opportunities, and like Coach Greg said, it is getting late, and just to continue to be confident and get as many wins as we can this time of year will help us.
Greg, I know last year huge success with the Hannaford Helps Fight Hunger event, more than 1,100 pounds of food brought in. I know you guys are doing it again Friday night. So if fans out there, you're going to the Siena game, if you already have your tickets or you're going to do the walk-up, if you bring 3 non-perishable food items, you get 2 free tickets to a future Siena home game. And all those food items will be donated to the Regional Food Bank of Northeastern New York. I know you guys are focused on the game,
sure,
not so much exactly the charitable event here, but how did this come about and what does it mean to the Siena basketball program to be part of it?
Now, this is really important. Obviously basketball, what these guys do and what we coach is just a game, but this is real life stuff. Our guys go to the Ronald McDonald House and they help these kids. They go to hospitals, they do all that kind of stuff, and this is just another thing that Siena does well for the community and people in need. So I think it's really important. You get 2 free tickets to a game down the road, but that's secondary to the food that these people need. And that last year, like you said, we were able to donate such a large amount, so hopefully we can do that again this year.
Yeah, again, more than 1,100 pounds of food brought in. If you bring 3 non-perishable food items, you get 2 free tickets to a future home game.
Let me just follow up quickly with what Chris said, and not so much on the court, but what you guys do in the community. How important is that for you, for your team, to get out there? A lot of people support Siena basketball. You guys draw great crowds. And I know that Jimmy, Coach Patzos, likes when his team can give back to the community. How important is that? And do you like that? Do you like doing that, getting to know the community and the Siena fans a little bit more?
Definitely. That's what makes Siena such a special place and such a special place to play here. Such a strong community and a community that really cares, doing things, like after the Niagara game. I really take pride in that, and, really proud to just be a Siena Saint.
Well, gentlemen, good luck this weekend. Get things turned around, Coach.
We will. We'll get 2 this weekend for you.
One here and there. You guys
I have to. What happened Sunday? What happened to the Ravens on Sunday?
We knew it was coming out.
Horrible. I knew it was coming.
We're like the Ravens guys. We love it. We love them. We watch them and talk about them all year. And that one hurt us, man. That one really hurt us. Do you find any
joy in it at least being the Bills who have been in so much pain, or no?
I have some Bills fans at school who are friends, and this one still hurts to get all those wins and then lose. It's pretty tough.
Well, Andy Dalton's now got his foundation rolling thanks to that win, because all those Buffalo fans are donating to his foundation.
Did you guys see the locker room, the Bills? That was unbelievable. The video, that was pretty cool. I know we wanted the Ravens to win, but that's pretty cool, and to see that kind of stuff in sports and how excited those people were.
1999 drought, man.
That's crazy,
incredible. And by the way, after the Saturday game, the Saints will host Canisius Sunday. So you go Friday, quick turnaround prep-wise.
Yep.
And then Sunday, and by the way, that game will be on my 4, which happens to be the sister station at WNYT and News Channel 13. And then you go on the road for 2. You go to Iona and Manhattan.
Correct. Important to get these ones at home. You know,
and the one-day prep's not easy, right?
No, it's a quick turnaround, but that prepares you for the end of the year. Obviously, you got the MAAC tournament. You play a couple games in a row, so one quick day off. Try to prepare for them as best you can, and then it's about coming out and who wants to win in those secondary games. You know, those back-to-backers. Who wants to win more and who's going to fight and really put their foot forward and try to get a win.
Good luck this weekend, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. Greg Manning and Evan Fisher. Thanks, Evan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great work, as always, as we talk Siena men's basketball every Wednesday right here on Big Board Sports on 104.5 The Team ESPN Radio.